Today's Tuesday, November 5th, and this is a status check on a trade I took earlier this morning involving the micro E-mini NASDAQ 100 futures, ticker symbol MNQ. And as of the time of this recording, the NASDAQ 100 is quoted at 20,588 and 3/4. And since the futures market started trading almost 5 hours ago, it's currently up almost 250 points. So this is the current candlestick right here. So this is a chart layout at the 7-day 10,000 tick level, which means each candlestick equals 10,000 trades, consisting of both the buy side and sell side. And down here in the bottom right corner, there's a little meter. And at this point, it's tallied up a little over 5,300 trades having been executed so far. So whenever this hits 10,000 trades, a new candlestick will be created. So earlier this morning, looking left, you can see that the NASDAQ futures hit a 7-day low of 20,007, which was back on October 31st. And we can see here that prior to this low, price did fall below a local support resistance level I had marked up at 20,700. And during this time, price almost just went straight down. It was like a spike to the downside. And subsequent to hitting this low, price started breaking out of this descending pattern. And to that, it appears that general market structure just stabilized to the point that price literally just went sideways. Sideways meaning that price was just bouncing around inside this gray rectangle, right? So price was at the bottom half of this range, runs up twice, trying to break above it, failing, and subsequent to this second failure, price came back down, retested the bottom half of this range, and it just pretty much played out this way. And earlier this morning, as price was around this area, I thought there was another probability that price is going to run up to the upside. And with that, I took a long position on this candlestick here earlier this morning. And when I took the long position, the NASDAQ 100 was quoted at 20,151 and 1/4. And fortunately, price broke out of this sideways range, so much so that this move right here during the overnight session, it's all attributed to elections night. And at this point, I believe, I don't want to even get into that, but right now, this is all attributed to a potential outcome. With all things said, switching over to the trade tab. So right here under the option chain section, there's a flag position pegged to option contracts that will expire in 3 days. So that is at the close of this week's trading session, November 8th. And down here at the bottom left are the details. So regarding the expiration for this Friday, I had selected the $20,500 strike price. And as a option buyer and bullish, I'm on the call side. So again, because the general trend was going sideways and there isn't that much time remaining, I only picked up one contract. I thought I'd mitigate the risk. And because this evening's election, I thought today would be a wild card. So I didn't want to load up on too many contracts. So I thought I would just participate with one contract. And this contract will expire worthless in 3 days. And my entry price is quoted at 126 and 1/4. And fortunately, the trade is going in my direction as the premium is now quoted at $230. And the overall P&L, the profit and loss side of the ledger, is reflecting a positive balance of a little over $200. However, of all things here, I think the most important one is this one right here where it's showing ITM. This contract is now designated in the money. So this is a profitable trade. And if I click on the timestamp, I picked up this contract at a little after 8 a.m. this morning. So all day long, price was just working its way to the upside. And then heading into elections, that's when the spike started getting higher and breaking above my strike price as the as the numbers were starting to get tallied up. And right now, because this specific product, the multiplier is 2, so as my entry price is at 126 and a quarter, I need to multiply this by 2 to get the actual valuation on this contract. So my entry price is 126 and a quarter times 2. So this one contract is actually valued at $252.50. So again, price is still ranging right here. So I'm speculating further that if the outcome stays the way it is, we might have a new president come tomorrow morning, and hopefully we'll see a further continuation to the upside when the stock market picks up more volume in trade. So I will go ahead and pause it here and update accordingly. So a quick status check. It's currently Wednesday, November 6th, and the futures market will suspend trading in about 25 minutes. So I thought I'd get a head start on the end of day review. NASDAQ futures is now quoted at 20,900, and overall trading, it's up 560 points. So here was around when I started my initial recording, when NASDAQ futures was around 20,585. And subsequent to that review, price all morning was trying to break above this local resistance level of 20,700. Multiple touch points where price was rejected, and then finally price did break above it, but was subsequently rejected, pushing price right back to the downside. And then made another attempt to break above it, and then was rejected again right over here. And then finally, when price came back down, it bounced off 20,700. So what was once acting as resistance appears to now be acting as support. And after this bounce, price ran up, hitting an all-time high of 20,935. And heading into the stock market close, there was a small fade to the downside, but it appears that price is trying to break back to the upside. So far so good. This trade has worked out very well, because if I go back over here, this is where I took that position, speculating that price was going to come back up, retest the upper half of this range, which is marked up by this gray rectangle. And fortunately, the elections outcome helped push or drive price much higher. And here we are. So that's the chart on the left. The chart on the right is specific to my option contract. So right here, the premium is at 305. Now my entry was around 126 and a quarter. So price has almost tripled. But here we have a high of 412 and a low of 99. So right below the premium, there's a string of letters and numbers. And what this is actually the naming convention to my specific contract. So MQ is the product, MNQ, right? And 2X24C. So what this means is that this is an expiration for the second week in the month of November, which is November 8th, this Friday. And as a buyer of option contracts and bullish, I'm on the call side. So that's what the letter C stands for. 20,500 is my strike price. So now that price is greater than my strike price, this is a profitable trade. So if I open up Active Trader, if I was to close out this position, the trade is up $576 at this point. And if I scroll all the way down, my entry price again was a 126 and a quarter. And so that is right here, 126 and a quarter, which is marked up by these two arrowheads on the other side of price, which is effectively the zero line to the profit loss side of this ledger. So now that there's 2 days remaining after today's session ends at 5 p.m., I am looking to close this out. So if I scroll up, ideally I'd like to get at least $1,000 off this trade, because again, I'm speculating that price could continue trending higher, but I don't want to get too carried away with the profit. So I'm looking to see if I could close this out at around $1,230. That would equate to an option premium of $741.50. I don't know if price will get this high, but I'm just going to place it here and let's see what happens. So there's my limit order here, and I will go ahead and pause it again, and I will pick it up when something more significant does occur. So here's my limit order. NASDAQ futures is now quoted at 21,203. Just recently hit a new all-time high before pulling back a little bit. So price is trying to run right back up. So my limit order is sitting right here. It's a profit potential of 1,176. So I just need a little bit more for price to come back up. This blue line is an estimated resistance. So there, I'm out of the trade. $1,176 profit. So what I'll do is I will provide a breakdown at the end, towards the end of this recording. So the next resistance level I've marked up is estimated at 21,231. So I will be looking for price to get rejected and potentially pull back. So now that I'm out of this bullish position, I'm just going to sit back and wait to see if there's a shorting opportunity heading into tomorrow. So again, I'll provide a breakdown, but I was able to profit 1,176. I'll provide a screenshot of all this stuff to the end. So until the next trade setup, I'll see you.